Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. Online videos have come a long way, haven't they?
But isn't your video a reaction in itself? Now granted, you actually edit and add something, but your video can still be considered a reaction.
We've gone from the novelty of just filming our cats, to budgeted studios that turn out professional work every year. As well as the novelty of just filming our cats. But there's a group of entertainers that—
Really? You are going to quote entertainers? The definition of an entertainer is a person such as a singer, dancer, or comedian whose job is to entertain others. And what do most content creators make? Entertainment for subscribers and viewers. Now granted, what you said was probably a joke, but what I'm saying is that your joke is, what's the word? Retarded.
Despite growing more and more popular and having done this for years, still meet with a lot of hostility from Hollywood. And those are the entertainers who incorporate fair use. This is what we do.
And this matters why exactly? I mean, what does the quality of Doug's videos have anything to do with what he's talking about?
Now for those who don't know, fair use is the doctrine that states excerpts of copyrighted material may, under certain circumstances, be quoted verbatim for purposes such as criticism, news reporting, teaching, and research, without the need for permission from or payment to the copyright holder.
But that is the definition of fair use. Yes, fair use is extremely complicated, no denying that, but how is giving a definition of fair use, quote-unquote, oversimplifying it? That wasn't funny.
Since the early days, there's always been something that was going to destroy the innocent artists who just want to do nothing but give you movies. First it was TV, VHS recording, then it was DVR, DVD rippers, and now, right on cue, it's the internet. Oh, poor Hollywood! Look at all the box office records you're breaking in the past 10 years! Look at all the new filmmakers that wouldn't exist without online media! Look at all the digital commercial tie-ins and trailers that you're exploiting the hell out of! You're killing them, internet! You're strangling them like a newborn unicorn who just wants to give you rainbows!
And you are missing Doug's point, which he further elaborates right before you cut him off. His point is that Hollywood shouldn't be so strict when it comes to dealing with content creators, seeing how the internet is not harming or affecting Hollywood in any negative way. And again, he says it right after you cut him off. Maybe he didn't know about it. And yes, I emphasize the word maybe. Because, Clay, there is a difference between not giving a shit and not knowing. Now, do I know Doug's true intentions? Fuck no. But neither do you, Clay, and you saying he's only doing this for himself is a baseless assumption. You know, especially considering there are people who appear in Doug's video and give their own take on things, YMS and I Hate Everything for examples.
So, obviously, like in the days of TV and so forth, internet did not kill or weaken the Hollywood system. But that didn't stop them from trying to take control anyway, as we saw with acts like SOPA giving complete control to US law enforcement to combat online copyright infringement, with no due process. Yeah, that was a scary time for the internet. Google even shut down their site in protest, and this isn't even that long ago. Now, thankfully, that act never passed, but that doesn't mean their practices aren't still being put into effect.
Hi, I'm Alex from I Hate Everything. 3 days after I released my review of Cool Cat Saves the Kids, a terrible, infamously bad movie, I received a suspicious copyright strike from the...
Oh, so now you are going to skip? You played Doug Walker's video up to that point only to say, I'm just going to skip. And even then, you aren't even refuting I Hate Everything's point on how people can just file false copyright claims against content creators. Okay, 2 problems. Number 1, it's copyright, not copyright. God, do you even watch your videos before you upload them? And number 2, what content creator is even saying that they are copyright experts? And with that logic, why are you even making this video? I mean, you are not a copyright expert. And finally, watch this video. This video was made by an actual copyright attorney who says he as a whole agrees with the WTFU hashtag movement. I'll link the video in the description below. But you know something? Again, do you see how hypocritical your logic is?
There are tons of videos that are taken down unfairly on YouTube.
Why is it a big deal that he's using his own reviews as examples? Especially, you know, considering this is his video.
Isn't there a system in place? In theory. After Google bought YouTube, Viacom immediately went to court against them for all the content being played without their permission. Funny seeing how Viacom actually uploaded about 100 of the videos they tried to sue YouTube over. YouTube was able to defend itself with the DMCA safe harbor provisions. They created a system that would shed any responsibility for any.
And you aren't even trying to refute his points. I mean, clearly because Doug isn't a copyright expert, you should have no problem refuting his points. So why aren't you? And again, why even play all of that when you're just gonna say, oh, I wanna skip because I'm a fucking retard who doesn't feel like going over the fucking video because I'm so fucking lazy.
There are no penalties for companies creating false claims or strikes. In fact, there's a claim where you can take someone's monetization on a video, even if the claim turns out to be false. So if a studio says, hey, your Event Horizon review, that's our review, 100%. They can take the money you're supposed to be making on it until you file a counterclaim. And if they never fight it or are proven to be wrong, they still get to keep all the money that they made on you. No questions asked.
So Doug isn't allowed to complain on the fact that his own money is basically being stolen from him? Wow, you are a fucking idiot. Well, what if it does? No, seriously, what if it actually does change something? You and I don't know for certain, but we are never going to know unless people speak out about it and make a noise. I mean, seriously. I mean, what if it actually does change something?
To a point where we've had to change our content dramatically. Clips of films have been intensely reduced down, and some reviews don't even use clips. They use reenactments.
How does that refute Doug's point? And even then, humor is subjective anyway.
The studios have made it clear they are not going to play fair, and they will step over anybody's rights that they need to get exactly what they want.
Wait a minute, hold up. Let me actually read this. This is something that has been irking me. People, fair use is a defense, not a right. Wow. You actually made a decent point. Nice job. Now please, tell me how you're going to follow up on this pretty good point. It's not a get out of jail free card for you to review an episode or a movie while showing more or less the entire episode or movie. I wish more people understood that. So what you are saying is that watching a movie review is the equivalent of watching the actual movie? Okay, I'm done. I don't think I need to explain how stupid that sounds.
Content creators like us have only gotten bigger, and all your attempts to keep us down have only made us stronger. No matter what you do, we will always find a way to comment, to praise, to criticize, to satirize, and to educate. And to all the YouTubers out there, whether you make a living at this or you just watch for entertainment, this is something we all need to stick together on.
And how is it Doug's fault if fanboys do happen to flag this video? I mean, it's not like he told anybody to do that.
We need to show this isn't okay, and it never will be okay. If we can make it clear now that fair use is real, it's being abused, and it's hurting the growth of an industry you love to watch or produce, we can create a more stable environment for new creators to produce great work.
What the fuck does Teen Titans Go or Powerpuff Girls have anything to do with fair use and copyright? Honestly, if you're sick and tired of people talking about these cartoons, why are you even bringing it up?
The internet is a place where anyone can become famous. Let's try to keep it that way.
Internet famous is not the same as famous famous? Wait, what? The definition of famous is known by a lot of people. Let's say hypothetically you have 100,000 subscribers. That means you are known by 100,000 people and followed by 100,000 people. That sounds famous to me. Well, if man children are only doing this for attention, then I guess they are winning. You know, considering you are actually making a video about this, feeding them attention. Hey, it's your logic, not mine. I'm just simply refuting it.
I've had my fair share of videos in which people disliked it greatly, and I was fully expecting this video to not be a popular one of mine. Number one, it was a video dealing with Doug Walker, aka the Nostalgia Critic. Anyone who knows TGWTG fanboys knows very well that they are a rambunctious group of people, usually incapable of rational thought or reasoning. You so much as even say one negative thing about him, and they will swarm the comments to defend their hero. Number two, the subject of my video is about copyright, which is a rather touchy subject. With how confusing and complicated the copyright law is, there's always great debate about whether or not shit like some geek's fan dub of some shit anime, or some basement dweller's comprehensive review of Barney Goes to a Black Lives Matter rally violates copyright law or falls under fair use. Number three, the video ended up being shared on Reddit. If you know anything about Reddit, yeah, enough said. Number four, some people just don't like me at all and refuse to concede whenever I make a good point and will just hate anything and everything I do.
So basically you are saying that the only reason why people disliked your video is because it's about copyright, and that the only people who disliked your video are Doug Walker fanboys and people who just don't like you? Okay, number one, it has more to do than just copyright, because you were speaking very ignorantly about it in your video and in this post as well. And what makes it worse is how you act like you knew everything about copyright, despite what you say later in this post. Number two, now granted, there probably were some fanboys who disliked your video purely because it was on Doug Walker, but the majority of people disliked it because of ignorance and your overall attitude you had in the video. Let me tell you something right now, Clay. I said this in the comment of your video that I'm not a Doug Walker fanboy. I don't give a shit about the Nostalgia Critic or any of his videos. I still think your video is utter shit. And number three, there were some of your own subscribers who disliked your video and thought the video was bad. So who are you to claim that the only people who hated your video were fanboys or blind haters? You know, this is some extreme deja vu, because if I recall correctly, Mr. Enter would claim that all of his opponents are just trolls. And now here's Clay Claymore claiming that all of his opponents are either fanboys or blind haters.
Nevertheless, my video has shaken so many jimmies, so to speak, that some of the YouTube commentary community decided to take time out of their busy schedule of troll shielding and making god-awful response videos to Anita Sarkeesian to make a commentary on my video.
Wait, hold up. Troll shielding? You say you are trolling, yet you overreact to my video on your Twitter and you make this horrendous Tumblr post in response. Because, let's be real here, if you were really trolling, you wouldn't be making this Tumblr post right now, because an internet troll is someone who pisses people off for fun without giving a shit about the criticism he receives.
One in particular that several people have pointed out to me is this. Ooh boy, let's see here. An absolutely embarrassing title screen, crayon writing, some sprite shit put in as a vain attempt to make this look cool, too much video game shit in general. The video is longer than my original video. Seriously, commentators, knock that shit off. Low quality microphone quality, random shouting where the audio peaks, taking jokes too seriously, missing the point entirely. The guy himself confirms that he's a child going through puberty.
Wow, so my title screen is now a problem, along with the fact that I quote-unquote use too much video game shit? My title screen. Funny, considering how you criticize Enter many times for extreme nitpicking. Also, what's so bad about my microphone anyway? Yeah, I get it. It's not perfect, and I'll admit that it's not the best microphone, but you can still understand me perfectly, right? I mean, it's not like Ben the Looney's microphone. And even then, you are the one using text in your commentaries. So, you have almost no right to talk. And my video is longer than your original video? Wow, you mean me taking your video and adding something to it? Man, wow, man, you are so right. How dare my video be longer than your video? Man, I would have never figured that out. But in all seriousness though, no fucking shit my video is longer than yours, considering my video is a commentary on your video. And very hypocritical, considering that your commentary on Matthew Davis before the WMAR video is longer than Matthew Davis's original video. And lastly, yeah, I'm a child going through puberty. I'm 17. What's your point? How does that refute my point? Oh, wait a minute, I forgot. Seeing Clay Claymore not relying on pointless ad hominem attacks is the equivalent of seeing Mr. Enter not nitpicking a cartoon. Oh, and I'm missing the point entirely and taking jokes too seriously? The irony is strong in this one.
Yep, it's a commentary community video, alright, and it truly says something when most of my detractors tend to look a lot like him. Looking at this guy's channel, it looks like he's stuck in 2008 with his production quality.
I'm stuck in 2008? Again, you are using text for your commentaries.
Against my better judgment, I tried to watch some of this guy's video. Sure enough, it was the same ignorant, tired crap that every retard has been lobbing at me. Nevertheless, I felt it was time to add a referendum to my video. To begin with, I do not take back anything I said in the video. I do believe that Doug Walker is starting this WTFU hashtag campaign, mainly because his ad revenue has gone down south since roughly 2010 or so.
An assumption is still an assumption. Do you have any full, exact, indisputable proof that Doug is doing this entirely for money? Even then, this doesn't matter, and I will further explain later in the video.
I do believe that WTFU will have a similar fate to Gamergate, the YouTube blackout, and the Here is Bob comments, in that this whole thing will die in 2 months tops, and only retards with no common sense or reasoning will continue to try to make it big.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Just an honest question. Does WTFU surviving or not really matter? No, seriously. Does it actually matter? The reason I say this is because even if WTFU dies, people are still going to be complaining about the false copyright claims they're receiving and how YouTube doesn't adhere to fair use. And even then, Clay, you aren't refuting what WTFU is trying to do, and that is stop the false copyright claims. You are basically saying, oh, you guys will never succeed at what you do, so just give up, which is just a retarded fallacy. And seriously, you're going to refer to anyone who supports this movement as retards with no common sense? My God, you are such an oversensitive, pretentious asshole.
I am sick and tired of guys like I Hate Everything and Your Movie Sucks bitching about their reviews getting pulled. Oh, but their videos fall under fair use, you say to me. Well, we'll get to that point a bit later in this post. Full disclosure, I am not a copyright expert. Then again, neither are you or Doug or I Hate Everything or Your Movie Sucks or Mr. Enter or Team 4-Star. Contrary to what my detractors say, I have never claimed to know all there is to copyright or fair use. However, I do possess a working fucking brain, and I looked it up and saw that there are some things about it that not many people are aware, nor are they making themselves aware of. But we'll get to that later.
I know I said this in my original commentary, but I'll say it again. Doug, Enter, Your Movie Sucks, I Hate Everything, etc. never claimed that they were copyright experts. No one said that. And you say you never said you were a copyright expert yourself, but you sure as hell act like it. Because remember, actions speak louder than words. For fuck's sake, you basically say right after, I possess a working fucking brain and look this shit up so I know. Even though Your Movie Sucks and several YouTubers also looked it up as well. And what makes it worse is how arrogant you act towards knowing anything about copyright, yet you are completely wrong about all the shit you say. We'll get to that later in the video.
First off, let's talk a bit about Doug Walker. It's no surprise to anyone with a functioning mental disease-free brain that the whole reviewing money ship has been tanking for quite a while now.
Yeah, you are right. Reviews are definitely tanking. Now, granted, reviews aren't as popular as they were back in the day, but saying they are tanking as in failing miserably is retarded.
There was once a time when everybody wanted to cash in on that sweet, sweet reviewing fame popularized by Doug Walker and to a lesser extent James Rolfe of Angry Video Game Nerd fame. But much like doing an abridged series or the eventual fate of Facecam Let's Plays, that gravy train derailed rather quickly. With the quality of the Nostalgia Critic on a downward spiral, even more so when he brought the show back after that painfully unfunny demo reel show, the popularity of reviewing shows as well as Channel Awesome started to drop. With viewership dwindling, we had guys like Linkara complaining about people using ad blocker or Angry Joe complaining about Nintendo taking down his copyright.
Why is it a problem that Linkara complains about people using ad blocker, considering that it's his own money being removed right there? And Angry Joe can't complain about Nintendo taking down a fucking Let's Play of a video game? Something that you need to play to get the full experience?
With Doug, although he won't admit it, his views aren't the same as they were back in 2008/2009 when he was raking the views and ad revenue in. Now that he's back on YouTube and the copyright system is interfering with his way of earning money, now suddenly copyright is an issue. It wasn't that his show has been unfunny and watchable for a while now, no. Copyright is why people aren't watching his videos and giving him ad revenue. As I said in the video, he didn't seem to care about any copyright issues when he was on Blip.
Okay, people, I'm going to admit something here right now. I said in my original video that Doug may not have known about the copyright on YouTube and therefore Clay shouldn't be complaining about it. Well, that was a bad point. But hey, I don't mind admitting this, considering that's probably the closest Clay is going to get when it comes to making a good argument. So, yeah. But basically, Clay is saying that since Doug was on Blip and wasn't on YouTube, he is now just complaining about it because it now affects him, and in reality, he doesn't care about fair use on YouTube. If that was the case, why did Doug mention other content creators facing this problem and not just himself? Because it doesn't seem to make any sense, to me at least, that if Doug was truly doing this for himself and himself only, that he would mention other YouTubers in the video. And as much as I don't want to, I'm going to skip a little bit because he's basically saying that Doug is doing this all for money and using examples such as, oh, he only used examples of his videos in the video, and he returned the Nostalgia Critic character after Demo Rio failed. Okay, first off, Doug didn't just use examples of his videos being pulled, as I Hate Everything and Your Movie Sucks gave out examples of their videos as well. So there goes that argument out the window. And even if he did only use examples of his videos being pulled, it's his video, so who the fuck actually cares? Second, ever thought that maybe Doug returned the Nostalgia Critic considering many people were complaining about the end of the Nostalgia Critic? Just a thought. And lastly, even if Doug was doing this all for himself and all for the money, even though that's still a baseless assumption considering that you don't know what Doug's true intentions are, that still doesn't refute his claim about the YouTube copyright system being broken as all hell. So honestly, this whole argument of yours is just an ad hominem attack.
Now, let's talk about WTFU and the major effect it'll have on the internet, shall we? For all of you idiots who truly think that YouTube copyright system will change because of WTFU, I want you to actually think, when did a hashtag movement or a video really change things drastically? Really think about it. When has that ever happened?
In 2014, there was a massive protest in Hong Kong in response to the government's decision to end civil nominations of candidates. Guess what helped spread awareness so much to the point that the United Nations urged the government to give in to the protesters' demands of allowing free elections? The hashtag Umbrella Revolution. You said earlier that Gamergate is ending for the most part and it's slowly dying down. Funny that there's a hashtag titled Stop Gamergate in which, judging by the name, that's its goal, to take down Gamergate. And like you said, how Gamergate is dying, so I guess they are succeeding. The Ice Bucket hashtag and movement managed to raise a ton of awareness for ALS. The money raised for the disease is around $115 million. So yeah, hashtag movements could have an effect, whether it be positive, negative, major, or minor. They could still make an effect. And again, I'm going to skip again because he drags on his point about hashtag movements not doing anything.
And finally, we come to fair use itself. Now ask anybody what fair use is and they'll tell you that it's a thing where you can take someone's copyrighted work and use it for cases of reviews, parodies, commentaries, criticisms, or education. While there's more to it than that, on paper, it sounds like a sweet deal, right? Sometimes you want to use a portion or most of someone else's work to review it or parody it or use it for educational purposes. And this sounds like it makes all of that possible. Well, here's something about fair use almost nobody knows about, and that's this. Limitations on exclusive rights. Fair use.
It's funny considering how a lot of people already knew about the limitations of fair use with the whole reaction channels controversy.
I want you to pay very close attention to numbers 1 and 4. The first factor of whether or not something falls under fair use is basically what are you using the copyrighted material for? Is it for commercial nature or is it for non-profit educational use? Almost every movie reviewer I've seen bitching about WTFU are violating both parts, with them making money off the reviews they're making, be it through ad revenue or having a Patreon page. It definitely fits under commercial use and the non-profit part flies out the window. If you're making money using somebody else's work, then they have a case. Note, it doesn't mean they're automatically going to win, but they have a good shot at it. Fair use won't totally save you here.
You do realize whether the person makes money or not is not that important, right? It doesn't matter whether the guy uses the material for commercial or non-profit uses, even though that is technically a factor. And you say that if the person makes money off the copyrighted material, then the opponent has a good case? Hold on to this point, people. This will come back to bite him in the ass. Badly.
Then there's the fourth factor, which is the effect that using said copyrighted material can have on the value and performance of the original copyrighted work. Basically, you making a review that encompasses spoiling the entire movie or an abridged series can have an impact on how the original work does. If somebody saw your spoiler-filled review or somebody watched your hardly edited abridged series of, I don't know, let's say Dragon Ball Z, then that could damage the performance of the original work and thus companies can take said videos down. And fair use won't totally be able to help you should they take you to court for it. And before anybody can bring up Derek Savage, first off, shut the fuck up. I'm tired of all the pissing and moaning about him taking taking down reviews? Is he an overly sensitive asswipe? Arguably. Nevertheless, in regards to I Hate Everything, he has the legal right to do what he did. You and I Hate Everything might not like it, but it's true.
Holy fucking shit. Reviews don't affect sales negatively. I mean, let's look at Star Wars The Force Awakens. That movie is the third highest grossing movie of all time, yet there have been multiple reviews about the movie. Even then, a review is supposed to spoil a movie anyway. Why? Because it's a critical analysis of the movie in question. So of course the movie would be spoiled. That being said, watching a review of the movie is not the same as watching the actual movie. That's like saying instead of playing a video game, I'll just watch a Let's Play instead. Both of which sound extremely stupid. So quit trying to put them in the same ballpark because they are completely different. And I love how you complain about people bringing up Derek Savage even though that drama has officially ended, yet you still bring him up in this post. And lastly, are you seriously trying to tell me that Derek Savage was legally able to not only file a false copyright strike, but also send IHE threatening emails of how he will try to remove his entire channel, basically his job, and other illegal bullshit like that? Wow, man, you have a great point right there. Nice job. To refute this claim even more, Derek Savage's movie sold more thanks to people like YMS and IHE. And guess who said that? Derek Savage himself.
The reason why I know it'll never hurt my brand, and I'm not stating this, I mean, over the past week, good Lord Almighty, I have sold more Cool Cat movies than I usually do in a month and a half period. More Cool Cat t-shirts. I had to place another order.
So I Hate Everything didn't break the fourth rule at all.
Here are some videos to educate you further on the 4 factors of fair use. They're both short videos, so you have no excuse not to watch them.
So Clay Claymore leaves 2 videos on the 4 factors of fair use and the common myths of copyright. Now, the 2 videos he leaves me are actually good, informative videos. The problem is that these videos refute Clay's point even further. Now, remember when Clay said that if the person using the copyrighted material makes money off of it, then the company who owns the material have a good case on their hands for copyright infringement? Well, the video Clay gives says otherwise.
Whether you're making money or not is not the distinguishing factor, which is the second myth, which is, it's not okay if you are using it for a commercial purpose.
So Clay, you tell me that if it's a commercial use, then the owners of the material have a good case, yet the same video you give me tells that one of the common myths of fair use is that a commercial use is not okay? Keep in mind that this is coming from the same video that he sent me. Also, on a side note, remember this from my original commentary? Wait a minute, hold up. Let me actually read this. This is something that has been irking me. People, fair use is a defense, not a right. Wow. You actually made a decent point. Well, me and Claymore turned out to be wrong in this case, but the reason I'm saying this is because in the video Clay shows me, the woman herself says that fair use is a right.
And fair use really is the right to use copyrighted content without permission.
Clay, actually make sure that what you are saying is consistent, please.
Now, I want to leave you folks with one final tidbit. With all these idiots and self-entitled reviewers pissing and moaning about copyright, I am suddenly reminded of a musical artist who had a similar incident like what's happening to Doug now, and how he solved the problem in a true professional manner. Enter Weird Al Yankovic. You know him as that guy that makes pretty funny parody songs that unfunny nerds obsess over. Well, once upon a time, he did a parody of the Coolio song called Gangsta's Paradise. He dubbed it Amish Paradise. There was some controversy about Coolio and how he never gave Weird Al permission to parody this song. The whole thing has blown over since then, but one can see that this situation was very similar to what's happening now. But check this out. Rather than get mad and parade fair use around like an entitled, ignorant child, he has since always asked permission from the original song creator whenever he wants to parody any of their songs. And he's been doing good since then, and nobody gives him shit anymore. So if these would-be professional reviewers want to be taken seriously, cool it with the worthless hashtags and whining, go out to these movie studios or whomever it concerns and ask for their permission to use their work in your unfunny shit skit videos.
You are an absolute moron. Just a moron. You do realize that fair use is in place so that the person doesn't have to get permission, right? That is the literal point and definition of fair use. Because if you had to get permission to use anybody else's material, there would be no such thing as a negative review, unless the owner in question didn't mind somebody critiquing their work. The video you showed me says this as well.
The final common myth that I hear is that if I try to get permission and they say no, then I can't use it, right? Well, no, that's not true. The courts have been very clear that asking for permission and being denied is not a bar to relying on fair use if you are denied permission.
Now granted, it's a very good thing to get permission, and good on Weird Al for getting permission so he could make his parody songs without any trouble. But guess what? YouTube's copyright system is so fucked that Team 4-Star, who got permission from Funimation themselves, got their channel temporarily deleted. Team 4-Star got permission and their channel was still deleted, albeit temporarily. That is the point of the WTFU movement, to fix YouTube's broken copyright system, because it's so fucked to the point that anybody can just take down anyone's video. Why would Team 4-Star get their channel taken down supposedly for copyright when they got permission to use the Dragon Ball Z material? And permission from the owner is pretty much the saving grace. And on a side note, you do realize that Doug Walker tried contacting YouTube, right? And YouTube constantly ignored him until he made the "What the hell" YouTube video. So you ask me, who is the one truly being unprofessional?
As for people who get their videos taken down even though they contain no copyrighted material, such as Cinema Snob's videos, sorry, the system really is fucked, and it sucks that your video was a part of that. You can file a counterclaim and see if that solves anything, but if it doesn't, then damn.
Wow. You just admitted that the copyright system is fucked, which is why WTFU is a thing. Oh my god. Let me tell you something, Clay. If you admit that the main point you are trying to argue with is correct, then that seriously fucks you over big time.
Wow, that was a lengthy ass post. I applaud you if you sat down and read all that shit, and I thank you for taking the time to read my thoughts on the matter, whether you disagree with me or not. And to those former fans of mine who left because I made a video on Doug Walker and think WTFU is a pointless ass movement, don't worry. You'll come back when I make a video of somebody you don't like, because some of you are really that fucking shallow. Cough, hardcore kid, cough.
Wow. So you are going to insult your fans that left just because they thought one of your videos is absolute shit? You are honestly no better than the mysterious Mr. Enter. Actually, never mind. At least Enter isn't a hypocrite about it, unlike you. So, I guess I can officially say that you have become worse than Enter. You know what's funny? You criticized Enter for months and said things like Enter is the absolute definition of a man-child. And here you are, the new mysterious Mr. Enter. Nice job. Oh, and to any former fans of Clay Claymore, I strongly advise not going back to his videos. Okay, you see it right here. He doesn't give a shit about you, and he insulted you.